Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Brian Leary from the Division of Exercise Physiology here at West Virginia University. And I thought I'd take some time today to provide you some resources for successful online learning while at West Virginia University. So today what we're going to cover is really two big broad areas. One is effective online learning itself. And those resources were kind of put together from stuff that WVU's put out for their online students, some other resources, including 7 Habits of Highly Effective Online Students, and my personal experience as serving 2 years as a program director for an online graduate program in clinical exercise physiology, from what I've heard from my students on what really helped them succeed while they were with us. And then the next little bit, we'll talk about those resources at WVU, things like mental health, technology, and anything else that I think might be able to help you out help you to make this transition. So for effective online learning, a lot of these things are generalized from what students have told either other faculty members, surveys been sent out to online learners, and even my personal input on what makes someone who's successful, in the online classroom, what makes them so successful. One of the things we see is they make a schedule, follow a plan. They tend to focus on things. They keep themselves focus driven. And they're very organized students. They check in with their online course. They engage with both the course content and the instructor. They work in a distraction-free environment, and they're willing to ask for help. So we'll cover each of those in a little bit more detail on these next couple of slides. So the first thing they do is make a schedule where they follow a plan. The most successful online learners are very routine-driven. So one of the first things that they do is they read the syllabus, and they don't just read the syllabus for saying, it looks like I need 300 points in this class to get an A. What they read the syllabus for is what assignments are coming up at what parts in the semester. What should they be reading each week? When will lectures be posted? When are my exams? When are my homework assignments due? And they put all of this down. So they treat their online class the same as they would their face-to-face courses. And they do so in particular very well for those courses that are asynchronous. So those courses where you might not be meeting, face-to-face with your instructor on a scheduled time, they schedule that time each week and they stick to that time week to week. Just like if you had a lecture in person at WVU and it's offered Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 to 1:50, they schedule that in their week and they do not budge on that. They don't let friends, they don't let family, they don't let outside distractions get in their way from attending their class online. They use their calendar heavily, and they make daily, weekly, and monthly plans for success, and they stick to that plan as they follow it on. Similarly, they focus on one thing at a time. So it's very easy at the start of the semester to get really overwhelmed on what to do in all of these classes. So they use their planner to stay organized. They use that calendar feature. They write down, maybe the night before. Students will make a list of things that they have to do the next day. So it puts them at ease knowing that tomorrow, if I work on this based on my plan and based on my calendar, if I do this at this time, I'll stay on track to succeed in this course. So they really make that. So they plan the work and then they work the plan. They don't just plan it out and say they're going to do it. They write it out and then they do it and they move on. And that seems to be one of the driving points for their success. Additionally, students who do well tend to stay very organized. They work in a very clutter-free workspace, so they clean everything off their desk except maybe their keyboard or mouse, their computer, and a notepad or their book or whatever they're working on. They use phone reminders, sticky notes, anything that will remind them that maybe assignments coming up the next week. They have something that they thought about the night before that they need to do the next day. So anything that you can think of to keep yourself organized is going to help you stay on track and follow your plan throughout the semester. Additionally, they tend to check in with their online course every day. So one of the things that you should do is check on eCampus, check on Soul daily, and look for announcements, any updates from your professors when it comes to your course. Don't just let the course go in autopilot. If you're in there every day, you'll see what's posted. You'll see what assignments, what's changed since the last time you're in there. And that really lets you know, all right, I should be working on this stuff. The lectures are posted. I need to sit down and do it. And then they have the syllabus handy. And they do this for one thing. And one of the issues that we have in the online teaching world is sometimes we make these great pages, these great lectures, and then what we do we forget to actually hit publish. It's all sitting there as a draft on our Soul page or our eCampus page as a professor, and we just haven't hit publish, so you as a student can't see it. So if you're in there daily and you're expecting either assignment to be posted to start working on or the lectures to be posted for the week and they're not there, maybe give it an hour or two and check in, and then maybe just send a gentle reminder email or of a inquisitive question to your professor is am I in the wrong place? Has it not been posted? And that can kind of help them stay on track to help you stay on track. Because I promise you, as an online instructor, it is not a lot of fun to be there on Thursday and then finally a student in the class says, hey, the lectures that you posted on Monday aren't there for us. Because now the whole class is almost a whole week behind. So ask early, don't wait. If you don't see something, reach out to your professor and let them know. All right, the next thing really successful students tend to do is they engage with their course content and their instructor. So what we want you to think about is physical distancing. So even though you're working and learning remotely at home or your own office space or even on campus in a dorm, that physical distance does not mean you're socially distanced from the course. We want you as faculty members, we want you as students to engage in those online discussion boards if we posted that. If you have questions about course content, put them there. If there's a question about assignment, post them to the discussion board. If we have office hours available, use them if you're having problems with the class. Some professors are providing different study sessions this semester. So if your professor is providing them, get in there, even attend it, ask questions, get engaged, try to learn the most you can from that interaction, that one-on-one time that you have with your faculty. Additionally, form study groups. And I'm not saying get together in one house and all sit together. Do this virtually. We have Zoom now. We have the technology. We have Google Docs. Anything that you can work and collaborate with your peers when it comes to studying, learning the course content, just like you would in a normal classroom. That doesn't have to stop now. It just has to be modified. So be proactive in this. Really start early in the online course to try to get engaged with that content. This is your opportunity to do well and to succeed. And, as if you're an undergraduate applying to graduate programs, I promise you, if you struggle this semester or struggle through your undergraduate and all of a sudden your GPA suffers because of online learning, when you go apply to these professional programs, they're not going to care that you did it online. They expect you to learn, and they expect you to have that level of professionalism and as evidenced by your grades in those courses. So engage early, learn that material, treat it like a class, and do well. The next thing that you should think about is removing distractions. So find a quiet place to study. If you're home living with your parents or if you have maybe an apartment sharing with friends, find a place to study. Let everyone know that you're studying, you're not to be disturbed, and work on that at that time. Social media is going to be the biggest issue that a lot of you will run into with things like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, things that are designed to suck you in and suck your time away into their application. So put your phone on silent, do not disturb, hand it to a roommate, hand it to a friend, and say, do not give it back to me for an hour. Anything that you can to keep yourself focused and distraction-free while you're working. Don't study in the same room as you watch TV. So this seems pretty simple, but don't have the office on as you're trying to listen to a pathophysiology lecture. That's not happening. When you do that, think about that in a normal classroom environment. If someone was playing next to you an episode of a TV while an instructor was trying to present material to you, you'd become extremely distracted and you wouldn't learn anything that day. It's no different when you're at home. So keep yourself on track, keep yourself distraction free, and you'll do well. The next thing is asking for help. This can be, from our perspective as a faculty, we don't know when you're confused, especially when we're doing and maybe an asynchronous video like this where you're going to watch it at a different time. I don't see that your face where you might be looking at me like you don't understand what's going on. So since we can't see that, you need to let us know when you're confused so we can provide resources to you to succeed. Make sure, from our perspective, we want you to help. We want to help you. We want you to succeed. We want you to achieve any goal that you have at WVU when it comes to your academic success. So if you're struggling, you need to ask us early and ask us often for anything that might be coming up that, is an issue for you. So anything that's happening that's hurting your online learning, that, you might be struggling with course content, learning the new material, reach out, post those questions to the discussion board, get engaged, and we'll do our best to make sure that you do well at WVU. The next bit of the lecture is really just talking about some available resources, and we'll kind of cover just what some of the more basic ones for you as a. So WVU also has online resources specific to online students. So one of the new websites that they put out is onlinestudents.wvu.edu, and this is going to be great for you as a student to access kind of their resource hub. So everything that you see after this slide, a lot of it pulls directly from this resource hub, but I wanted to break out the more important things for you as you move forward. One of the things we want you to be aware of from at WVU is the mental health aspect of what could be happening during this online world. You might be socially isolated, you're working on really, really difficult classes, and you might be struggling in those difficult classes. And that can put a big toll on your mental health as a student. So there's a lot of resources available to you through the Carew Center, and there's a lot of different things. There's a free app that they have available now. You can call in for a 1-800 number. There's a website for it. Check in. If you're having mental health issues, please reach out to one of the professionals here. We want you to do well. We want you to be healthy as you work through your studies here at WVU. So make sure you're reaching out and you're getting that as needed. Additionally, for mostly undergrad level tutoring website for WVU is just tutoring.wvu.edu. It's going to have information for a variety of the core classes at WVU. And then for exercise physiology specifically, we have departmental tutoring for some of our major specific courses. So if you're in a different major, maybe reach out to professors, individuals in the department, see if tutoring is available or an option for you for some of those major specific courses. Throughout the semester, if you're having issues with technology support, the IT department has student resources available that can help you with that. SOL specific stuff, you can't log into SOL, you're not seeing something you think you should see, you can't get an assignment uploaded the right way and you're just confused, reach out to SOL support. They're more than willing to help and they'll do that. And then there's also the HSC specific IT services for those on the health sciences campus. So use those resources. A lot of the faculty, we're trying our best to come up with technology that has the most broad application, that has the least amount of issues, but sometimes that's just not possible to kind of have all of that covered. So if you run into an issue, reach out to IT and see if they can help you along the way. The last little bit of everything is, I want to thank you for the time, but also just to kind of give you some words of encouragement for the semester. So make sure you're still having fun in the courses. Like, do your best to relax, enjoy what you're working on. Working hard, following a plan, and moving forward. I have a favorite cycling coach of mine, and he's famous for saying, if you have a plan and you follow it, you can get faster. And that's very true for cycling, but in the online world, it's very much the same. If you can follow a plan, you can get smarter, you can do well in your online courses. So make that plan, stick to it this semester, use it as your opportunity to really up your professionalism. And with that, good luck this semester, reach out, engage, make sure you're doing well and you're enjoying this time at WVU. Have a great day.